words, 8 letters, 1 meaning. Let's go.
Came a long way sitting in a prison, thinking it was the only place that ever fitted. Now Michael Morton with us, and you know we got the vision. This is not a competition, man, it's all about the mission. This is them to the rock, you don't stop. The show start on a weekday right at 7 o'clock. Mad Miles in the booth, we got Johnny on sound. Call Julie the boss lady, let her know what's going down.
This is them to the rock, you don't stop. The show start on a weekday right at 7 o'clock. Got the paparazzi, call him Danny Cambo with the picture. Can't pick every one of them is gold. And that one young lady that wants you to be free. Everybody say it with me. Love you, Mama P. Eight letters.
Michael Moulton, aka M2 The Rock, is truly my brother from another mother. I'm Tiffany Hendra, founder of the Coaching Sanctuary and a season 1 cast member on Real Housewives of Dallas. And Michael's not only a brother to me, he is a brother to all of his listeners and really anyone hurting and looking for hope. Like Michael, I hit rock bottom and had to completely relearn life. So I'm really proud of him for creating this platform and sharing this message because we are all in this together. Tune in weekdays to M2 The Rock for empowering conversations anchored in hope.
Came a long way sitting in a prison, thinking it was the only place that ever fitted. Now Michael Morton with us, and you know we got the vision. This is not a competition, man, it's all about the mission. This is
gather round, gather round, gather round. Michael Moulton, M2 The Rock, coming to you live from Dallas, Texas, baby. D-Town, baby, the 214, where we talk about alcoholism, we talk about drug addiction, we talk about hurts, habits, hang-ups, we talk about mental illness, we talk about suicide awareness, anger, fear, resent, paranoia, anxiety. Holy smokes, tap the brakes. Let's get on with it. Most importantly, we talk that G thing, we talk solutions. Today, I share my personal experience how spiritual solutions are the solutions to my problems today instead of chemical solutions. Today, I chase the invisible solution for my visible problems. You like that, Zach?
Yeah.
Yeah, mark that down. Randy Smoot, write that down before I forget it, okay? That's another meme right there.
It's a good one.
Chasing the invisible solution for the visible, but whatever. See, that's why I said write it down.
Mark it.
This show is brought to you by the Great Recovery Unplugged. Recovery Unplugged out of Fort Lauderdale, Florida, Virginia, Nashville, Tennessee, Austin, Texas, and coming soon, Plano, Texas. It's coming. It's under construction, and I cannot wait to tour the Great Recovery Unplugged, where music is the hook. They use music as a hook, as a form of therapy for treatment, and it's incredible. I've toured it, and I'm very excited about it. DFW Coin and Jewelry, Fashion Stars for a Cause. It's the week. Zach, the week is here. Fashion Stars for a Cause event is March 29th.
Yes.
And our guest Thursday, I'm going to get it wrong. I think it's Thursday. Terry Bentley Hill.
That's Thursday? Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, the official defense criminal attorney of M2 The Rock will be in studio Thursday. Ashley Burgess is going to be in here Wednesday.
Yeah.
And tomorrow, we got Margie Wright. Margie Wright. Hey, if you ain't right, you're wrong. Margie Wright is going to be in studio with the Suicide Crisis Center of North Texas. And Margie, she's a beast. She's incredible. And I'm really excited. Before we get to our guest today, Gary Cochran from the DFW Behavioral Health Symposium, we're going to be talking about this incredible event that's going to be on the 30th. We got a week. We got a busy week this week. But before we start, I've got to address something that is unbelievable, that has taken my breath away.
Lay it on me.
The birthday request, the birthday affirmations, the happy birthdays to M2 today has absolutely blown me away on how many people are reaching out to say happy birthday to me. And I want to take this time. We are doing everything we can, and I say we, to address every single birthday wish. But I want to tell you right now, Faith, thank you so much. I mean, it means so much to me that the birthday wish is coming in, because in my head, when I've been doing this show, Zach, for the last year and a half, I truly believe 6 people are watching it, you know? and like 4 of it, their last name is Molthen. It's got to be, and the other 2 are I owe them money, and they're wanting me to fail.
Right.
That's what my brain does. That's called fear, So, but I can't believe all and the nice things that they're saying to me. It's tear jerking, and so what a great. I just want to say thank y'all so much. Got a big day tonight. I'm getting a lot of requests reaching out. Yes, I will be in Arlington tonight for the Texas Country Music Radio Awards tonight, and our very own Rachel Stacy and Guthrie Kennard will be opening the show. They're the opening act, and then Rachel Stacy will be presenting an award at the Texas Radio Country Music Awards in Arlington. So check it out tonight. So, but without further ado, I want to introduce today's guest. Oh, real quick, look at this. Check this out.
Aww.
Isn't that neat? From Real News Network Communications.
Bunch of sweethearts in there.
Look at that, from everybody on there with our Into the Rock. We've been verified. We got the blue check.
Yeah.
And, now, why does that blue check change the way I feel? I mean, is it ego? I think it's ego. And the word ego in my world it's a bad word, but I guess it's a. I'm gonna ask Gary about that.
There you go.
But anyways, that is we are now verified Into the Rock, and we're on YouTube Live, Instagram, Twitter, all sorts of stuff.
Congrats.
So we're just out there getting it. So
yeah.
We're very excited about it. But let me introduce our guest, Zach. We've got Gary Cochran, who is with. You got a private practice, is that right?
Uh-huh.
And welcome to the show.
Yeah, well, thank you.
We are
Great to be here.
so glad that you're here. And he too brought a cake. Did you see this cake? This stomach lumber you brought me, this big framing package. How am I going to eat all that?
Just be thankful I didn't make it myself. You would not want to eat it if it came from my kitchen.
Well, thank you so much.
Absolutely.
And welcome
Absolutely.
Before we get into the DFW Behavioral Health Symposium,
Sure.
Which Terry Bentley Hill and myself were so honored are going to be speaking there on Saturday at 11 o'clock. Her and I will be talking there. What is this? What is this event?
Yeah. So, Michael, thank you first for letting me be here and for inviting me to be here. And you do an awesome job. We're excited to have you as part of the DFW Behavioral Health Symposium, specifically this Saturday. If I can, before I hit Saturday, I want to tell you a little bit about what Wednesday, Thursday, Friday
Yeah,
are.
walk us through this.
Sure,
yeah,
sure.
walk us through this entire event.
And I'll even take a step or two back beyond that. This began in 2015. One of our really kind of the quarterback with the DFW Behavioral Health Symposium is Rick Hubbard. Rick had this idea. He goes all throughout the country with origins, and he came back here. He lives here, he and his wife Sylvia, and they came back and said, he sees a lot of conferences that address either recovery or mental health or whatever. And we wondered what it would be like if we were to do a conference that focused on both, but quite frankly, not just hit the same old, the topics that a lot of people hit. So we got together, the we is the Dallas TAP, or Texas Association of Addiction Professionals,
right.
Dallas chapter, and the Texas Association of Addiction Professionals Fort Worth chapter. So Dallas TAP and Fort Worth TAP came together, collaborated as a team, planning team, and then with Rick and Sylvia and several others to plan this conference. And so 2015 kicked it off. Our goal is to have current research, current topics, things that are relevant for today that people are addressing and struggling with in the area of addiction recovery and in the area of mental health. And so what we've done is done that. So the first year went very well. Each year we've learned things and we've kind of grown. But after the first year, one of our speakers, Harville Hendricks and Helen LaKelly Hunt, who actually will be here again this year, they suggested the possibility that we not just have this for professionals. The Thursday, Friday program, what we had in the first year was for professionals, but what we added on to is a Saturday portion, which we call Community Day.
Gotcha.
And that was targeting people in the, neighborhoods, churches, schools, whatever. But and we've done that the last 2 or 3 years. But this year we're particularly focusing on the recovery community. And so Saturday, so we'll do the symposium, a reception on Wednesday night, and then a presentation throughout the day, presentations throughout the day, 8 to 5, on the areas of mental health and addiction recovery, and Thursday, Friday. And then on Saturday, we're going to have this very significant event that you're going to be hosting and highlighting on the closing portion of the program. And so we call that Recovery Day. From 8 o'clock until noon, We're going to have a series of presentations and people that can come out, training for people that are licensed chemical dependency counselors. And then you and Terry Bentley Hill will close us out from 11 to noon. And we're really excited that you're going to be there and excited that it's going to go well. We try to take care of our recovery community. And by the way, that's one of the things I really appreciate about you on your show and the people that you see. We're really on this together. So,
yes.
So that's what that's about.
It's a we program. So a lot to take on right now. And so let's real quick. It starts Wednesday, which is the 27th.
Right.
The location is at the Sheraton DFW Hotel.
Right.
It's at 4440. We'll put the link and everything in our feed here in the comments. So the 27th, is this open to the public? If so, if someone's watching this and they said, you know what, I can't make Saturday. I'm going to go Thursday. What's my expectations? Why am I going to this?
Absolutely.
So is there a charge to this?
There is. In fact, at this point, there is a charge, and the pre-registration is now closed, but that doesn't mean you can't come. We would love to have anyone and everyone to come and be a part of that. And so the one-day registration is $125 per day, either Thursday all day or Friday all day. Saturday, there's no charge. So if you want to come, and on Thursday, again, it's geared more toward professionals, people that are either therapists, psychologists, psychiatrists, people that are marketers, people that are but particularly people that are making it happen with people in recovery, sober living homes, all that. So,
right.
And it's a great opportunity for CEUs, for continuing education units. So it's an excellent program, and the feedback we're getting actually nationwide is that this has been kind of special. We're only in our 5th year, but we're providing a good balance that some other areas in the country, the conferences, are not really providing. So we're excited to hear that kind of feedback.
Well, and is this a good opportunity for if a family member who is trying to understand more about addiction and how they can help a loved one to come to this event?
Absolutely.
There'll be people there, there's going to be professionals there that can educate me on the disease, intervention.
That's
so it's kind of the Google of recovery.
It really is.
Live in person.
It really is.
It's a convention and local treatments. Well, this is great. Our in-studio guest today is Gary Cochran. I'm Michael Moulton. I'm your host of Into the Rock. And when we come back, we're going to get more into the DFW Behavioral Symposium, Health Symposium, and we're going to get to know Gary. Who is Gary? What does he do? And what is his input on recovery? Michael Moulton, Into the Rock. We'll be right back.
Three words, 8 letters.
Hey, welcome to Recovery Unplugged. Today was one of the best days of my life because in recovery, I saw God here. I saw a bunch of kids that are going to take this program seriously because of Richie Super. It let the kid out. Woo, boy! And we are in Florida. Yes. No, this was actually very, very special for me because in recovery, the only way to keep it is to give it away. And today was just as beautiful gets.
And I want to thank you for doing that and witnessing what we do with music because it's been a part of everybody's life, you know. Like we said, the first thing you heard was your mama's heartbeat when you were in the womb. And that's music right there. So we're just taking it to the next step.
Yep. Music is, and we will prove here, the strongest drug of all.
Came a long way sitting in a prison, thinking it was the only place I'd ever fit in. Now Michael Moulton with us, and you know we got the vision. This is not a competition, man. It's all about the mission. This is M to the rock, the rock.
Michael Moulton, Into the Rock. Welcome back. Today's Monday, March 25th. Spring is officially here. If you're watching us here locally, North Texas just got smashed.
Oh, yeah.
With hail. Holy smokes!
Did you get hail where you were?
I did, and I was actually at my mom's house. I want to give a shout out to my mom. Mom, thank you so much for the great dinner she had last night. Birthday dinner for Rachel and myself and my aunt and uncle and my cousin. It's just so neat that, you know, heck, this is a guy from this disease that was incarcerated that never got a letter, a visitor, or nothing, because that's what it came down to. That's what God allowed to happen, for me to be alone. So it was just God and I, for me to make this dramatic change. And today, I never thought that I'd be sitting eating a birthday dinner being so grateful. I mean, I'm understanding gratitude at such at a new level now. But no, we didn't get any hail in Dallas. But real quick, a program announcement. Marty Norman, who is our family, he's an official M2 God Gangster. I've been on his show, your boy Zach.
Yeah.
Marty Norman.
Marty Norman.
Marty Norman Live, Brian Kendrick Live. They will be on tonight on Marty Norman Live's page. 8 o'clock Eastern time. Do not miss these guys. These guys, Gary, they are the real deal. These guys are incredible. They're in recovery. They work a program. They're trusting God, cleaning house, helping others. They're spread the message, not the disease. They got Matt Bradley on tonight from Deadliest Catch.
Really?
Who's their guest. Yeah. So he's going to be on. Matt's got 6 years of sobriety. And I talked to Marty this morning on FaceTime when I went to get my hair cut. My hair cut.
Get your hair did?
Yeah, my hair did. And Marty's a brother of mine. He's fellowship. I mean, that's what we do. We lean on each other. And I feel safe with them. And him and Brian, I can reach out and talk to them and on how I feel. And that's what we do in the program. But I want to give a shout out, Marty Norman Live tonight, 8 o'clock Eastern time. Check it out. I'm going to watch. I'm going to be watching it from the Radio Music Awards, sitting in my chair with my earphones on, watching Marty Norman. So
right after that opening act, right?
Right after that opening act, Rachel Stacey and Guthrie Kennard are going to shred, baby. They're going to do 3 songs, and we'll have it videoed, maybe do a little live. Who knows? So, but
you got a lot going on.
A lot going on, man. So that's what happens when you turn 50. 50 years old. I can't believe I'm 50. That's just a weird number.
No.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's just crazy. Yeah. So it's the second half of my life. My goal is to be clean and sober the whole second half. I look back at the first 50 years. We were talking about it last night at dinner, Gary. Yeah. I got tired.
Yeah.
At about year 4, I got tired. So, but welcome back. And Gary, you wanted to touch on something. You said, hey, Michael, don't let me forget to share this. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Well, the one thing I want to make sure that people know is that we have an excellent team. When you asked about the symposium and the conference, we have an excellent group of people working together. I'm just one of the representatives of people that are working together to help make that happen. And it really is a great group of people from the Fort Worth TAP group and the Dallas TAP group and some other organizations in the city. So we're excited about the program, but I want to make sure that you knew that it was a collective effort.
Well, let's tease a little bit. Yeah. March 30th, 2019. If you're just joining us, Gary Cochran with the DFW Behavioral Health Symposium. We're going to get into what you do here in a little bit. Sure. But on March 30th, 2019, from 8 a.m. until noon, we're going to have at 11 o'clock, I see this, is going to be myself and Terry Bentley Hill. Yeah. Who would have thunk me and a defense criminal attorney would be a dog and pony show. So we'll actually, the night before, be emceeing the Fashion Stars for a Cause, raising money for Suicide Crisis Center. And then I'll be with you on the 30th with Terry Bentley Hill. We also got Christopher Bowers. Yeah. 12-step speaker meeting. What's that all about?
Well, he's a speaker. He's inspirational. He's one that's kind of developed a following in our recovery community, and he's one that will draw a crowd. And so we're excited to have him speak from his experience and speak from steps, healthy, practical steps in recovery, and it's inspirational. And then we'll lead into you, and so it's going to be awesome. Now we also have Suzanne Seward that is going to be doing naloxone training.
And what is that?
Yeah,
what is naloxone?
Yeah, well, basically, it is it's an approach to help people who have OD'd. When someone is an OD, we have a community that is in the process of recovery. But you've spoken on your show and out in the community that it's a 2 steps forward, 3 back kind of experience.
Right.
So when people do, if and when they have some kind of a setback, if they try to OD, then this helps for people that are on the spot at the moment to help them to get out of that overdose, and it saves lives.
This is Narcan, is that right?
Yeah.
So Narcan.
Yeah, right.
I want to do a show where we do a Narcan training on the show, and we're going to lay Randy Smoot on this table, and we're going to Narcan him. That's what we're going to do. We're going to Narcan Randy Smoot.
The viewers would triple in size, probably.
And we'll do a big deal. We'll put it on blast, and we're going to Narcan someone, and just to show them that you can Narcan yourself back to life, even if you haven't overdosed.
Absolutely. I
tell you what, after this cake you got me, I may need 2 Narcans.
That's right. OD on sugar
to get me out. So anyways, March 30th, we're going to have M2 of M2 The Rock, Terry Bentley Hill, Christopher Bowers, and Suzanne Seward, CEO of Love Cassidy Narcan Training. It's a free event open to all at the Sheraton DFW Airport Hotel on John Carpenter Freeway. Is there a website that we can go to if they wanted to check this out? Yes, it's a DFWBHS.com, and that is DFWBHS.com. So you can, for more information, go there, and this is great. So Gary, you're with Campbell Counseling Group, and you are a licensed professional counselor.
I am.
Tell me about that.
Okay.
Talk about yourself.
Yeah, so I'll briefly about me. First of all, I'm full-time with the Preston Crest Church of Christ, which is not too far away from here.
Right.
And lead singles ministries and counseling, and we began an initiative about 12 years ago to begin what we call Cover Dallas with Love, which is an outreach to the city. It's loving the city, and one of the key pieces that we do from that point of view is to connect with individuals and groups, organizations addressing mental health, addiction recovery, homelessness, neighborhood revitalization, poverty of all kinds. And so we try not to reinvent the wheel, but yes, I am a therapist. So in addition to that, I have a private practice in Richardson called Campbell Counseling Group with 3 others, and we have we function under one umbrella, but work kind of independently. So I work back and forth in those spaces, but then those our Cover Dallas with Love mission initiative from Preston Crest hosts a number of different community groups at our building there at Preston and LBJ, and then also challenge our church folks and other churches and other organizations and groups to be out and serve our city. So it's a very fluid, ongoing set of ministries and missions. And people like yourself, we always try to wrap our arms around and connect with and join to partner together to serve our city.
As a counselor, you know, the stigma of addiction, you know, when we think of addiction, at my world, when someone thinks of addiction, they think of a drug addict and an alcoholic and the guy living under the bridge or whatever that may be. And that's what this show is all about, is to help remove the stigma. Absolutely. And I truly believe in removing the stigma is we share success stories. We out-success the failures.
Absolutely.
Because that's what we're focused on, you know, and that's the good thing about trying to remove the stigma. As a counselor, I get this question asked a lot every day on the radio, is that what is the solution to addiction? Why does somebody do this? Is this a disease? I know this is a loaded question.
Yeah, sure.
What's your feedback on that?
Well, I do think it is. And I think, first of all, and you can speak to this as well as I can, or maybe better than I can, but as a counselor, one of the first steps is to either be broken or recognize that I'm not getting it done on my own.
Right.
I can't manage my life. I can't work. So can I come to a place, and this is true, by the way, whether it's alcohol, substances of whatever sort. I mean, this is sex addiction. This is any kind of acting out.
Anything that's got our life unmanageable.
Yeah. Right. If I'm experiencing some kind of compulsive behavior where I'm drawn to that and I can't seem to not do that, then I've got to call myself out, hopefully before someone else, you know, in a trouble situation, a wife leaves, cops come or whatever. Can I call out for help? And then what we do is try to address from where that person is, not shaming, but to help them to find a safe place, explore what's happening current, explore some of what led to that place, and then work toward manageable steps. And so, and sometimes that involves one person as a therapist. And of course, one of the great things too is when we have a team, someone maybe addressing addiction or be in a treatment center and do outpatient. They may do, so there's a number of different ways where we can approach each addiction, or sometimes it's comorbid. There's several going on at the same time. Right. And so, so anyway, maybe a loaded question, that may be a loaded answer.
No, it's very good. and what is your feedback on 12-step recovery? I mean, are you a proponent for that?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Why is that? Why do the 12-step recovery program? Why is it so successful?
Well, I can. What I would say is I have too many friends that it's been successful for that walk through it and swear by it. And it's just been a healing process for those that come. I've not gone through 12 steps myself. I am a therapist that has worked with, several other things have hit my life, but not that's not one of them. But my friends who walk through and clients that walk through 12-step programs just say they don't know how they could have ever done without. You know, and so anyway, the proof's in the pudding.
So psychotherapy, which is, what's psychotherapy? What's the definition of psychotherapy?
Well, a psychotherapist is one who, and it's a broad term. In fact, it's not used as much as it used to, But essentially, it is a person who works through in a therapeutic process, more often considered or seen as talk therapy, meeting with someone and exploring in a closed, confidential setting what's going on with you. How can we get both your behavior? I happen to function from a cognitive behavioral approach. So your cognitions, what are you thinking? Your behaviors, how does that act it out? Your emotions, how you emote, the systematic, the way that you develop, and the automatic thoughts and beliefs that lead to the behaviors that become common, that are maladaptive, they're not working for you. How can we identify some of that, get insight, but not just leave it to insight, but actually have behavior change and work together to kind of help with whatever that issue is going on. How can we work with you to walk through the steps of healing, getting better?
Michael Moulton, M2 The Rock, with Gary Cochran. Gary Cochran with Campbell Counseling. Zach, when we come back, this is what I want to do. I want to talk to you about codependency.
Yeah.
It's a common pattern that I see in people getting clean and sober that come back from treatment and come back into the sick family.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. I sent him away to get, y'all are supposed to fix him, and when he comes back, you're telling me I'm sick? Sure. Michael Moulton, M2 The Rock. We'll be right back.
Right.
We'll do that.
You bet. Fantastic.
Three words, 8 letters.
No, I just want you to sing.
Take a little time to draw the line, grab a bag of your favorites, moving time, you'll see. Get a little closer, pedal to the metal, all we need. Top down, shades on, racing now for speed.
My girl, Michael, cut. Rachel, I gotta stop you for a second. Michael Moulton, M2 The Rock Radio with my girl, Rachel Stacy. We have got a special announcements for everyone in Lexington, Kentucky.
Yay,
Lexington, Kentucky, June 8th. Rachel, listen, I need you to do something for me.
Yes.
We need to pack the bags. You, me, Mama P. Mama P, we are going to Lexington, Kentucky. Lexington, Kentucky. For the Blameless Children event.
Yes.
The Blameless Children event, Andrew Hager Live. We will be there on June 8th. Your headliner, the one, the only national recording artist, my girl, Rachel Stacy. You excited?
I am super excited. Andrew and crew, it's gonna be fun.
It's gonna be
awesome.
awesome.
Finally get to meet them.
That's right. The Blameless.
Video stuff's great, but I like, touch people if they help.
That's right. The Blameless Children, June 8th. We will be there. Mama P, M2 The Rock Radio, and my girl, the headline event, Rachel Stacy, national recording artist. So get your tickets now. Reach out to Andrew Hager Live and find out, what do we do? How do we help out? If you can't be there, make a donation in any sort of fashion that you can to help the blameless children, the children who are left behind as a result of this deadly disease of drug addiction and alcoholism. We love you. We can't wait to see you. Right, Rachel?
I can't wait. I'm excited.
June 8th, Lexington, Kentucky, the Blameless Children event. See you there.
Came a long way sitting in a prison, thinking it was the only place I'd ever fit in. Now Michael Moulton with us, and you know we got the vision. This is not a competition, man. It's all about the mission. This is M2 The Rock.
That's right, the Blameless Children, June 8th. The Blameless Children with Andrew Hager of Andrew Hager Live. I talked to Andrew this morning. Community and fellowship is what holds us together. So reach out to a recovering drug addict, alcoholic, if you're in recovery from that. But that's what we do. We flock together. We hang together in fellowship and in community. Real quick, special shout out to DFW Coin and Jewelry. You were talking about at the event, Recovery's Got Talent, and Nexus Recovery right down the street. It's an all-female recovery group. DFW Coin and Jewelry paid for all their tickets to come to that event.
Didn't know.
The Recovery's Got Talent. So, Kristen Oyster, we appreciate what you do for the recovery community. DFW Coin and Jewelry. Danny Campbell, the official paparazzo of M2 The Rock, will be in studio tomorrow. Look out, Real News Network. The bull in a china closet's going to be in here just wrecking lights, just redoing stuff, taking pictures of Margie Wright from the Suicide Crisis Center. Make sure you tune in tonight, Marty Norman Live at 8 o'clock Eastern Time. We have Gary Cochran in the studio today with the DFW Behavioral Health Symposium. It's March 27th through the 30th. You can go to DFWBHS.com for all the information, and then the special guest speaker, myself, Terry Bentley Hill, Christopher Bowers, Suzanne Seward will be the guest speakers on the 30th, Saturday, speaking on this, and I'm super stoked. Good. I mean, you give me a mic and tell me to talk about recovery and share my experience, strength, and hope. Baby, I'm all in.
You're all over it. Yes.
I'm all in. But if you give me a mic and tell me to talk about constant level lakes and skateboarding, I know nothing about it. It's going to be boring.
Michael, let me mention too again. Reminder, that's free. That day is free. No charge.
That's free. That's right.
We're really encouraging our recovery community to come out and be a part of that, both hearing what's going on and just the fellowship of what's taking place on Saturday.
So here locally, nationally, if you want to fly in, great. On the 30th, if you're watching this and you're locally here in DFW, Fort Worth, Tarrant County, wherever locally, the 30th is open. Okay, sober living houses, support groups, all the groups out there that do 12-step recovery, whatever recovery, churches, everybody. Come out on the 30th and be the voice of recovery, be the face of recovery. If you can't make it, if you're watching this on YouTube or whatever, share this out. Share this out. Let's get the word out there. This disease takes us out in huge numbers, okay? Recovery keeps us alive in huge numbers, working together one at a time. Gary, a licensed professional counselor, have you had any problems with chemical dependency, or you're just a therapist? How did you get into it and your passion?
Yeah. Well, so helping people. I had in high school, some of my best friends were addicted to all kinds of things, drugs, alcohol, that just destroyed them. And so I was just drawn to trying to help them walk through their journey. And unfortunately, there's some very ugly stories that are still ugly, but then there's some great stories, some success stories, some hope stories, and so that was it. And then I have a tendency, I have some good listening, caring parents, and so there are 3 kids. I'm one of those 3. We all are kind of called to help people, and so
it's your purpose. It's your gift.
It really is.
And God pointed you to that direction. Said, Gary, this is what I want you to go do.
Myself, along with plenty of others, again, like yourself, and it's our purpose. So
yes, right. We're a fellowship and community. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about the recovery community. You wanted to touch on that when we were on our commercial break. What do you want to share on that?
Well, the thing is, and you alluded to it when you're talking about codependency, or when you're talking about, no one lives their life. Very few people live their life by themselves. And so when someone's struggling with an addiction, when they're wrestling with whatever, it affects the family. You mentioned codependency, or some people used to refer to as the identified problem in the family. And so when that person is upset, they're sick, they're having struggle, there is an easy opportunity for everyone else to see that person as the problem. Now, when that person starts becoming better, becoming through a healing recovery process, then they kind of have to recalibrate and kind of look at themselves some. In our community, with families, individuals and families, that's true. One of the things that I appreciated, this is a little bit of a segue, in our Dallas and Fort Worth, and I can speak more to the Dallas community, we have great people invested in helping people in those spaces who also help each other throughout the city. And so we have a strong collaborative network, community of colleagues and friends in the Dallas TAP group and Fort Worth TAP group that serve together, that do great collaborative work together. So that's really another portion of what feeds the symposium. But year round, that's just what we have a great time throughout the year, encouraging and supporting each other. People like yourself who collaborate together. So anyway, I want to make that point because we have been told in other parts of the country that come in here, they don't really see that what they see here, they don't have back at their places.
Right.
The dog eat dog, cutthroat kind of thing, and we do a whole lot more supporting each other than we do the competitive.
I just thought of something. As a counselor, if we were to draw the perfect blueprint, the perfect floor plan, and if we were to role play this, and myself being let's say I'm active in my addiction, okay, and I walk in with my wife who is not active in her addiction, who is not one of us per se, okay, and we sit down with you as a counselor, and I say, listen, I don't understand what's going on with me. I need help. All right. She says, I don't understand what's going on with him. he needs help.
Yeah.
As a counselor, what is the perfect prescription? Okay, putting everything aside, what would you prescribe that you have seen work best for a non-addict and an addict in recovery?
Sure. Well, what I would do, so I'll tell, not just hypothetical, I'll tell you what I've done. In fact, and I'm a confidentiality freak, so I'm not going to be sharing any kind of wave to connect with the people I'm working with.
Right.
But I do see people that are particularly, I see a lot of people who are addicted to sexual kinds of things, not just addiction and substances. And so someone's acting out, and someone discovered that. So you have the person who is the offender, if you will, and one who feels betrayed or hurt or upset. And so what we first want to do, something led to that meeting to come and talk to someone like myself. First, what I want to do is to create a sense of safety. Someone drove that. Usually they were found out. So they come, we share, we talk, and we visit, and they hear that I'm not going to be judgmental. I'm going to be one that's honoring and appreciating the initiative, the courage that it took to get there, and then explore, how are you doing now? Tell a little bit, in this case, about the feelings of betrayal or whatever, and then how can we address this together? Are you...
Let me stop you.
Yeah, sure.
Together.
Yeah, that's it.
Together. That's the key thing.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times it's his fault. Fix him.
Exactly.
I'm going to go do me. And if you're going to stay with me, it's going to be by these rules. And as the addict, I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. So, and so this is a we deal.
Sure.
I'm sorry, I didn't interrupt you.
We're good. And this, in the case that you're describing, Michael, sometimes if you're an addict and you feel like possibly you disappointed somebody.
Right.
In the context where I've had a lot of folks that have cheated on someone, betrayals or whatever the case is, and sometimes it's a addiction to pornography or it's whatever. And so someone discovers some action that they've been hiding. Right. And so there's a sense of shame, there's a sense of guilt. We kind of bring that gently to the top, put that out there, let them know that secrecy is not our friend. That's going to be a place.
And let me know that, Michael, you mentioned safety.
Yeah.
This is a symptom.
It is.
It's just there's something wrong, and let's get to the root.
Absolutely, yeah,
and that's the neat thing about it.
But gently, when you start talking about the root, one of the things I want to encourage them is to say that let's go to explore the process of getting to the root of what led there, but we'll do that gently, because they don't necessarily want to continue to mine. There's a feeling of, although I want help, I'm kind of defensive. I can be defensive.
I
don't really want
to
major on what's wrong with me, but how can we see, are we in this together? How can we support, not to feed the codependent piece, but how can we support one another in the process? So the next process would be exploring that person, the one who has the addiction. I would meet regularly, weekly, ideally, and then keep the person, the other invested people in mind, keep them in the loop, but keep them as much in the loop as those 2 or 3 or 4 as a family choose to do together. I encourage and prompt. I don't shove or push. And so anyway, there's a lot more of that, but that's where you start.
So once again, we were talking about it. It's a we program, and as prescribed, what I always say, and based on my experience and what I've seen the best, is when we are all working a program. For me personally, I work a spiritual program. It took a long time for me, Gary, to put the sword down. It took a long time to get to the root of the problem. And the root of the problem for me is I was completely spiritually bankrupt. I was always chasing the visible things to be the solution of my invisible problems. And I would hear guys like you talk to me, and I'd hear, it didn't make any sense to me. And when the pain got bad enough, I finally surrendered. And that's a word that means something to me today. Absolutely. Because and when I was in my disease, words that y'all use like surrender were signs of weaknesses. And I didn't realize that today that surrender is a sign of strength.
Oh man.
For me to get power is I give it all up.
Right.
And I get that today. And I love seeing the light go on. I bet you do as a counselor.
I do.
As you see your clients come through with the light truly comes on.
Michael, one thing I want to mention, absolutely all that you just said, but implied in some of that conversation and that interaction is there are people who have addictions or struggles with something, and those that don't. The reality is we're all human.
Right.
Everyone has a reason to be humble. And everyone has struggles with something. And sometimes we just hide it better than other people do. And so I think that it's important that all of us, people that perceive to have it together, whatever that looks like, as culture has defined that, have their things that are going on. And so it would be helpful if they get a pretty significant dose of humility too, along with those that for whom their struggles are a little more obvious. And so when we can all, again, do this together and recognize that humanity is all in this together, not the people that need the help and those that are the helpers. We're all people that need help. And so I think that is huge.
Gary Cochran with Campbell Counseling Group. Are you the head of DFW Behavioral Health Symposium?
No, we work as a team together on the total program. I coordinate. I'm on the speaker committee. You kind of guide that a lot, but it's a team effort. And then on the Saturday portion, I kind of facilitate our team for that program. But again, it's a community effort.
Well, Gary, within 30 seconds, let's rerun. Let's rewind for the people who have just joined us. Walk through Wednesday, the 27th. Go ahead and walk us through it.
Okay, so Wednesday the 27th, we open with a reception. There's going to be there will be a reception on Wednesday evening. There will be some presentations for training for licensed chemical dependency counselors. And then, so that'll be Wednesday evening. We'll ask you to go to the website on that. Thursday, beginning at 7 in the morning and going through 5:30. And then Friday, the same schedule, we will have presentations for those, particularly in the professional field, but everyone are invited. There is a registration fee. And then Saturday is the community or recovery day that is free of charge. And we'd love to have anyone and your friends to come out and be a part of that.
And I see Recovery Unplugged. Recovery Unplugged is one of the sponsors there at the DFW Behavioral Health Symposium. Gary Cochran with Campbell Counseling. You can we'll put his information on the feed here on YouTube Live and Facebook, all the platforms that we're on. And Gary, thank you so much for taking time out of here, and thank you for the birthday cake.
Absolutely.
So,
absolutely.
And man, what a great day! What a great birthday!
Hey,
and
real quick,
go ahead, Zach.
Michael, I got to jump in here. Me and the crew wanted to put a little something together for you. So if you give us a second, we got a bit of a surprise. I'm so sorry, we didn't tell you about this.
My goodness.
Oh no!
Happy birthday.
Wow! Check this out.
Happy 50th, dear Michael.
Wow.
Happy birthday to you.
Thank y'all so much. Thank you, Cynthia Smoot,
Listen.
Jeff Crilly, the whole team.
Sprinkles heard it was your 50th
Sprinkles.
birthday. Sprinkles sent this over especially for you and M to the Rock.
Thank you, Sprinkles, so much. We appreciate you, and that could be an addiction too.
Absolutely.
That could be a major addiction. And thank you so much, Real News Network Communication, Jeff Crilly, Sarah Dallas Crilly, everyone, Zach, everyone here at Real News Network, Cynthia Smoot, Randy Smoot, Mama P. Thank y'all so much. And I got 3 words. I got 8 letters. I got one meaning, and that is I love you. Make it a good day. We'll see you tomorrow. Wow. That's awesome.
Happy birthday.
Good job. Thank you.
Three words, 8 letters, 1 meaning. Let's go.
Came a long way sitting in a prison, thinking it was the only place I'd ever fit in. Now Michael Moulton with us, and you know we got the vision. This is not a competition, man, it's all about the mission. This is M to the rock, you don't stop. The show start on a weekday, right at 7 o'clock. Mad Miles in the booth, we got Johnny on sound. Call Julie the boss lady, let her know what's going down.
This is M to the rock that don't stop. The show start on a weekday, right at 7 o'clock. Got the paparazzo, call him Danny Cambo. With the pics, you can't pick, every one of them is gold. And that one young lady that wants you to be free. Everybody say it with me, love you, Mama P.